Welcome to a guide to the new Holmer free DLC on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. Now on PlayStation 4 I had to download, or you have to download it from the store. This doesn't appear automatically in the Modhub, so I went into PlayStation Store, just put in Farming Simulator 19 and it came up Holmer Terra variant DLC free. Just click on that, download it, and it will put it into your Modhub. Okay, so as you've already seen, I mean, I'm not sure, you probably could have downloaded it from here. If you go into PlayStation Store and then go and find it, I went in through the PlayStation Store because that was the first menu I'd kind of put on. But anyway, that being said, something worth bearing in mind. Under mods is where it will be. I'm going to reiterate this again. I still have a lot of people actually commenting me, asking me how come I've got mods they haven't got. I'm on PS4, and down the bottom you've got those options. You've got details, back, search and show all mods. If you press L3, all of a sudden you get a whole load of new stuff appear. And then if you do L1 or R1, you can scroll through the available menus. I generally speaking go to latest if new mods are out. And if you look at the top left hand corner, it says Holmer Terra variant DLC installed. So that's now in there. But this is an important thing to point out. This was raised to me by one of my subscribers yesterday. Oh, who was it? Anyway, they were saying they were trying to clear out some of the stuff on their Modhub because their used system storage, bottom right hand corner, was getting quite full. If I go left until I get to, there we go, downloadable content. Now the New Holland T6 Blue Power and the Mahindra and the John Deere came part of, I think it was pre-ordering. There was pre-ordering, and if you got the premium edition, I can't remember which way round it went with those. And obviously then there's the Anderson DLC, and if I click on each one it will say free on that one. The Anderson DLC says Euros 9.99. That was free because I had the season pass, but if you buy it it's 9.99. And then there's the Holmer Terra variant DLC, which is also free, which I've just downloaded. But they all say installed, but you can't uninstall them. If you click on them, there's no option to uninstall. So once you've got those packs, they're there. Now I don't know if they eat into your used system storage, or whether Giants have done some kind of clever thing where it's compartmentalised maybe separately. But bear that in mind. If there's a DLC that you're not too sure about, or you think actually I don't really want, probably best not to download it at all. You know, the free ones you think, oh, it's free, doesn't matter, I'll download it anyway. But it could take up space, so just bear that in mind. So the Holmer Exact free DLC is downloaded and now installed. So let's have a look at it, shall we? Right, so we have it in front of us, the Holmer Terra variant DLC, free DLC, I should add. I'm going to start with, we'll start with the Holmer Terra variant 435, and then we'll do the 585, and then we'll go through the equipment. That's the best way to do it. I've got a few bits of equipment over to one side, which I'm going to show you in a minute as well. But yeah, let's get around this. So, starting off, we've got the Holmer Terra variant 435. This will use up 37 slots. And I mean, it's a fine looking bit of machinery. The detail on it is incredible. But I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit disappointed. And that's just me being honest. That's how I, you know, my own personal feeling on it. They've obviously they want to get, you know, their range, or part of their range of vehicles in. So you've got the 435 and the 485, which is fantastic. This one, unfortunately though, this tank doesn't come off the back, which is what I'd thought when I did my kind of coming soon video, which makes it an incredibly expensive slurry tanker. Really, it's yes, it's self-propelled, but the tank size isn't that big, and that's where the kind of next problem comes in. We'll have a look at that in a second. As far as the actual machine goes, it's a really nice looking bit of kit. We'll have a look around the other side as well, because all the pipe work and stuff on it is just, you know, it is incredible. They've done such a good job on it. The lighting is brilliant. I love the fact you've got all these angled lights. The lighting's very bright. But look at all that. I mean, wow. It's incredible, really is. And this is where most of the design changes compared to the old Terra variant. All this grille work at the front here, but I love the fact you can see through to everything inside it as well. The radiator through there. It's great. Now what is really cool as well is a small little feature but made me smile. The wing mirrors like that are folded up. When you get into it, they open out. What I'll do is I'll swing round so we can see that a little bit better. I'll get out again. See them close up with the steps. If we get in again, that's a nice touch. Nice feature, like that. So, right, lights off. Right, beacons. Very nice indeed. Turn those off. Lights on. Rear working lights. All around there. Front sort of main lights. And off again. From in cab. There's nothing much to see down here. I mean, obviously we start the engine and you get the screen display comes on and part of the dash down the bottom there. Indicators. Left and right are on there. But this is where all the rest of the information kind of happens. If we turn our lights on, we get the lights coming on up there. If we go on to our front light, sorry, rear lights, main beams. Now I've got, like again, I'm going to say this again, I've got my Satex side panel plugged into my PS4. So I can do the high beams, which brings on that other light there. So I can turn the high beams on and off as well. But I love the fact that all comes on. So lights on, rear working lights, front working lights, high beams. It's nice. Nice detail. Does that screen go off as well? Oh yeah. Wow. It's pretty cool. Mirrors are a little bit small, so it is going to make manoeuvring a little bit trickier, but not bad at all. And it sounds pretty cool. Now, options available for steering. We have got, if I do R1, select steering mode at the moment. We're on all-wheel. We can have front-wheel steering. Let's swing around a little bit. So we've got front-wheel steering. We can go crab steering that way. Crab steering right. Brings us that way. Or back to all-wheel steer, which will do them all. Gives you a much tighter turning circle when using the piece of equipment, which is really nice. Now obviously this one has got the tank on the back. 16,000 litre, but what we can also do, if I press L1 you get those little controls come up for my right stick. I can open this out, so when you're filling, overloading from another tank, whether it's a filled container or something like that, you can have that kind of more that animated experience. So we can go up and down on the right stick, and then left and right. This goes right the way out to the front as well. Real range of motion on that. And then when we bring it back, it kind of automatically seats itself when it comes back into place. Really nice. I like that. It's a cool feature. So as far as in-store goes, this was under, oddly enough, the old ones used to be under tractors because it was like a tractor unit, but these were under miscellaneous. Or you can go to Holmer. It's up to 381,500. Like I said, it's 37 slots, so it's quite slot heavy, but that tank doesn't come off the back, so you're paying 381,000 essentially for a slurry tank. You know, a self-propelled slurry tank. That's just, like I say, it just seems a little bit disappointing to me, but you know, again, that's just my opinion. It will hook up to the Vibro and the Vibro Grubber and the Glide Fix 15. We'll have a look at that in a second as well. I'll say in a minute. Options available: we can change the main colour of the tank to yellow or grey, and then we've got our wheel options. We've got standards. Let's get a little bit closer. Standard, wides, which are a little bit lower profile but wider, and then we've got our narrows. Now they don't look narrow, but I am assuming so they're not going to do crop damage. The fact they are down as narrow, so if you are going to be spreading, it shouldn't do any crop damage, but I don't know. Not too sure on that at the moment. We will have to check that out. So that's the 435. Very nice. Then we've got the 585. So this is the one that's going to be the workhorse, really, because this is the one with the interchangeable backs. All of the other parts of the equipment that come in this pack are compatible with this, whereas that one, the back won't come off, so there's nothing else it's really compatible with other than the rear bits for the slurry tank, which we'll have a look at those in a second as well anyway. So, again, very, very nice, tidy unit, lots of detail. Without the back on it, you can get up onto here and you can have a real good look and see all the detailing on here. It's fantastic. Really, really nice. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of a grey day today, so it's a little bit hard to see. Now, second disappointment, and it's a minor one. No trailer hitch. Has a 3-point link, which is nice. I was hoping for that, but no trailer hitch. The old one had a kind of trailer hitch in the middle, I'm sure it did. This won't hook up to any trailers that I've come across. It does look like there's a pin hitch down there, so I might have to try a pin hitch, but it hasn't worked on any ball hitch trailers yet, which is a little bit disappointing, but like I say, no big deal. All the other options are pretty much the same on this one. Yeah, I've just noticed under here. Is that a wheel under there? It is, isn't it? Oh, that's when you put it into its operating position. It puts a guide wheel down the front as well. That's interesting. Don't remember that on the old one. Okay. So, like I say, if I press L1 and X, that raises those rear wheels, and it does that on the other one as well. Oh, it does remove the one at the front as well. Wow, they're like guide wheels as such. I suppose it makes it a more stable platform when in operation. It's nice you can see everything moving around a little bit more under there now. But there you go. Lighting's exactly the same. The interior is exactly the same. But this is the one that does all the rest of the stuff, you know. It will put all those backs on, which is pretty cool. As far as in-store goes, again, I'm going to look at it under miscellaneous. This is 387,000, so it's only 6,000 more than the other one. So, to me, this is going to be the one you're going to use, I would think, personally. It's only 28 slots. I say only 28 slots. It's 28 slots. And yeah, I mean, options available. We've got the tyre choices again. We've got standard, wides, and narrow tyres. So in essence, the tractor unit is the same. Oh, that was what I was going to say. Yeah, 387,500 for a 585 horsepower. But in essence, tractor unit. Now, the trailer hitch situation may be an issue, but you can put all those different backs on it, and it's got a 3-point link. If you then look at tractors, and you're looking at getting 585 horsepower, you're getting up into these top-end tractors here. What we're looking at, that one will be 592. You're looking at 400 and what's that? 472,000. So nearly another 100 grand on top. 591. That one you're looking at 452,000. To be fair, it's not bad when you think about it. That one's 450 grand for a 536. For a 592 horsepower, we're looking at 478,000. So as far as the tractor unit goes, which is fairly versatile, it doesn't have a front 3-point link, but a lot of those larger tractors don't. So pretty cool. Right. Leave that there for a minute. Let's have a look at the backs. Let's start with... Actually, we'll start with these ones here. We have got... this one here is the... I want to get the right way around. This is the Glide Fix 15. Like a kind of drag hose for the slurry tanker. Opens out to... We'll have a look at the details in just 1 second. It's 5 slots, which isn't horrendously bad. This will actually attach to the 435. It will attach to the 585, but you have to obviously have the slurry tanker on the back to do that. But again, the detailing on this, wow. all those cables and tubes and pipes, and you know, it is really, really nice. They've done a brilliant job on this. So to find it, if we go to slurry tanks, it's just there, and we scroll across. We've got the glide fix 15, 32,800, 15 meter spread on that. Now, weirdly, it does say, well, not weirdly, I suppose, it does say it's compatible with the Terra variant 435, which it will hook on the back of, and the SKE 18.5 PUD. That's the in-game one, which is this one here. So it will hook on the back of that one. So if you wanted to put a drag hose kind of on the back of that, it will be compatible with that in-game one, the other Zune hammer, which is quite cool. That makes it, you know, again, a nice little versatile bit of kit to add into the game. Not bad at all. No options available other than that. That's what you get. What we'll do while we're here, we'll just jump over to the Vibro Grubber, because we can have a look in store first, then have a look at it. So the Vibro Grubber is your kind of direct injection, but this is a cultivator as well. This is also compatible with the SKE, I get it wrong every time, the SKE 18.5 PUD, and both Terra variants, depending on what back goes on the back, can be attached to suitable barrels, and the cultivator on it prepares the field for next sowing. That's a 6.2 meter cultivator on the back of that as well. Again, no other options available. 34,800 is, where's the other one here? That's the Zuni disc, Zune hammer Zuni disc. That's the in-game 6.2 meters for 28. So yeah, same size, a little bit more pricey, but it's the newer version. You're paying for, you know, you're paying for the new things that come out. So that's this one here. So the Vibro Grubber. So this will slurry, but injects directly in where you're cultivating at the same time. Very handy bit of kit, actually. Again, lots of nice detail on that. Very cool indeed. Right, what I'm going to do is get these two out of the way for a second. So that's what it looks like when it's attached on the back of the 435. And opened up on the back of the 435, ready for operation. I mean, the attachments and hook up and all the rest of it, again, really, really nice. Pipe attachment goes in as well, so it's all kind of hooked up, all connected. Very, very cool indeed. Let's move that out of the way. Because there's so many bits of equipment that are all compatible with kind of each other, it gets a little bit complicated. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a look at this one first, and then I can show you a couple of other bits, and then we'll get onto the rest of these tanks in a minute. It's just because this is relevant to all the other bits I want to look at. So this is the Zune hammer Slurry tank TV585. So this goes on the back of the 585. It's 24 slots, 21,000 litre capacity. Again, we've got this nice pipe work on the side here, so you can open it out and kind of do that realistic loading, unloading. So this is the larger version of what's on the back of the 435. This is just the 585 version, and this, again, because this has been added in, that's why for me the 435 then becomes almost redundant, because if you can put this back on this one, which is a larger capacity as well, 21,000 litres instead of 16, it kind of automatically makes the 435 redundant. I'd say maybe disappointed is the wrong word. It's saddening, really. It saddens me, because it does then, for all intents and purposes, make the other one redundant. Beacons, does that? Oh yeah, it has got a beacon on the back. I thought I had a beacon on there somewhere. Attachments all very nice, neat and tidy. I have filled this one up with 21,000 litres. It's not too unwieldy. You get quite a bit of rock, but what's interesting is when you turn, to counteract that potential, because you've got all that weight wanting to lean out, it tips inwards. When you turn tight, it kind of leans in. Look. Now I'm assuming that's a kind of suspension driven thing, but that's amazing. That's very, very clever. I like that. Right, now This will hook up as well to the ones we've got in for the 435. So the vibro grubber will attach on the back of this as well. Pipe attaches. Whoops, very, very nice. We can fold that up as well, like so, for transport. So like I say, because this all works on the 585, you kind of look at the 435 and think, I don't really know, you know, this is just the big brother of it. I mean, you might just decide you want to use the smaller one. That's, you know, of course, entirely up to you. Now, what I'm going to do is disconnect this, because this is the other thing I want to show you. These have a 3-point link, but they don't have a trailer hitch. If I go to the in-game, well, I say don't have a trailer hitch. I'm going to try it with a pin hitch in a minute, but that's a ball hitch, and it won't hook up at all. But it does have a 3-point link on the back, so I can hook it up to a 3-point link. Now I've got the Great Plains here with a 3-point link attachment, which again, as far as the tractor unit goes, 585 horsepower tractor unit. That's going to pull some of these bigger seeders and cultivators and bits and bobs like that really nicely. As long as it's got a 3-point link, no problem at all. Now here's where it gets a little bit more interesting as well. In game and DLC wise, we have got some Zunhammer stuff already. This is the Zunhammer Sunny Disc, which is in game already, and it does actually connect up. This, interestingly, this one is, what did I say, this one was 15 metres. That one there, that comes as part of the Holmer pack. This is part of the Horsch pack. This is the Horsch drag hose. That's 36 metres. Now, go, oh, hang on. That worked perfectly earlier. Now, it's not perfect, but it is on there. Can I open it out? I can. So I say it's not what it was intended for. It's a little bit wobbly, but interestingly, the hoses all hook up. So you've got the hose connection all hooks up. So you've now got a 36 metre spread rather than a 15. So that's an interesting one. I think it gets a little bit wobbly because you've got pipes on the side there, but it does connect up. How well it's going to work in field, the fact the hose connects up as well, that's a real fascinating one for me. I quite like that. Like I say, this is the bit where it gets a little bit, yeah, it's not really, it doesn't look quite right like that, but if you want to give yourself a much larger reach, that's probably not a bad idea. Let's move that out of the way. So what I will do as well is take this back off in a second. Like so. So that comes under, that's under slurry tanks as well, isn't it? Of course it is. Right at the end. Oh. It's right there. Because I've got the yellow one. I'm looking for the yellow one in store. It actually starts off grey. Sorry, that's my fault. 24 slots for that. 70,000 to buy. So it's quite pricey. You add that onto the cost of the Terra variant as well. It's an expensive combination. But then you'd be spending, you know, however much for a large tractor, and then you would get, well, I suppose it's not really, because if you get one of these, 165 grand, 185 grand, I guess it's not too bad. I wonder if it would hook up to one of those as well. Potentially that would be for more testing. So like I say, the options available on this, we can have main colour change from grey to yellow, like the one on the back of the 435. And those are your options available on there. Right, so this was the Zunny disc, wasn't it? I was going to show you that very, very quickly. I've got another 435 here. If I back that one up. So the Zunhammer Zunny disc, which is in game already. Pipe attaches, opens and closes. It does the same thing. It's a direct injection and cultivator at the same time. It's just the older version, slightly different, but it is compatible with the new Holmer pack. So it gives you a few different options, whatever you should choose to use, really. Not bad at all. Right, cool. On to the next one. Let's go with this one first. This is the Grain Tank GB25. GB, I think the G for grain. I'm not sure why it's a B. GB25. 25 because it's 25,000 litres. Auger pipe on the side. It's a nice big chunky auger pipe on there. This has always been, I know on FS17 and 15, it was always kind of one of those, it needed to be bigger. I know it's supposed to be an auger, and at the end of the day it's just supposed to unload from the harvester or whatever's running, run it off the field and then put it into a truck or waiting, whatever it is that's waiting. That was always supposed to be the point of it. 25,000 litre capacity always seemed a little bit too small. But I mean, at the end of the day, the whole point is you go backwards and forwards. I think the argument being, because there are auger trailers in game which are much bigger already, why would you use this one? I suppose because it's available and it goes in the back of this is kind of the obvious answer, I suppose. We have got a rear beacon on this one as well. Pipe in. Nice smooth animation. I love the fact there's a light on that as well. Turn those lights off, turn the lights on, then open it out. Not that one. That one. Having that light on the end of the auger, that's really cool. I like that. Nice feature, and it's a nice bright light as well. It does look very cool with all the different backs on. I always like this on 17 and 15. I got it the wrong way around when I did my coming soon video. We had it standard, I think, didn't we, in 17. On 15 it was a paid DLC, wasn't it? I think I said it the other way around the day. It's a slip of the tongue, a minor error, but anyway. Yeah, very cool. So this one was under, I can look at this one under Holmer, or I can look at it under Grain Tanks, but what we'll do is we'll go in through Holmer. This will be easier because we can get to it much quicker. So there we go. The Grain Tank GB25, 64,900. Again, not cheap for a 25,000 litre grain tank. I say grain tank, auger. It will take all of those, and that's the only pity, minor pity, I think. What did I say it was slot count? Did I say that? 14 on the slot count. No options available. If we very quickly have a look at the auger wagons, which are here, all of the auger wagons, I think, are all trailer hitches, which means, oh yeah, it's under auger wagons anyway, which means then you can't even hook a normal auger wagon onto the back of the Holmer Terra variant, which is a pity. I'm trying to think a way around that. Because obviously, if you've got the Hallmaster, which is 70,000 litres, you would probably use that over a 25,000 litre one that goes in the back of the Holmer. I don't know. Again, we have got smaller ones, of course we have, so I don't know. If you want to use the Holmer stuff, you're going to use the Holmer stuff, aren't you? Because it's part of the pack. The tank just seems a little bit small, but that's what they make at the end of the day. That's what's there. So that's the grain tank. Let's drop that off. Now you have to make sure you come in and out straight. If you turn slightly, you catch the legs. You just have to be careful coming in and out with them. But that's kind of an obvious thing, I would have thought. But anyway, right. So now we've got the Holmer multi-tank MB35. M for multi-tank, I would think. 35 because it's a 35,000 litre. This is a nice one, this. This is for your potatoes, sugar beets, and it does chaff as well. What I'm going to do is put the pipe away. And close that up. So that's how it comes. Kind of all packed away. Rather nice and neat. Very cool bit of kit. So when we open it up, L1 and X opens that side slot up there. Pipe out, brings it directly up and leaves it there. And what we can do, if I just open up the help menu, if I do L1, gives me my right stick options. I can move it, the top bit, to give myself a bit of a curl. And I can come up and down without swing out a little bit. Come right the way down to there. So depending on what you're loading into, but you can also, like I say, if you do a combination of whatever you're tipping into. Yeah, very cool, I like that. So you're very high-sided, depends what you're going to be loading into, and then pipe away. Very nice indeed. Now, in store, this one's under augers as well. The multi-tank MB35, 78,500 for 35,000 litre, but compared to other augers, this one will take potato, sugar beet and chaff now. It never took chaff before, so it now takes chaff. This one is 29 slots, which is quite high, but I suppose that's because of the pipe and the adjustment and the fact you can do various different things with it now. If we look at the other auger wagons, none of them do potatoes or sugar beet, so that's why this one's a little bit more, I'll say, useful, you know what I mean. So as far as an auger goes, it's quite a cool bit of kit, and at the end of the day 35,000 litres isn't too small if you were using that as your main sort of transfer trailer as well, really, the back on that. But yeah, very cool bit of kit, I like that. And again, it does look really cool. I do like it. So, pop that away. Just there. So the last of the backs on here is this one right here. This is the Annaberger. So it's Holmer and Annaberger. This is the Annaberger Manure Spreader XM3. It's 25 slots. Lots of nice detail on that as well. Again, it's all this pipe work. Incredibly good. Incredibly good. Really well made. Wow. We'll have a look at that in store first, I think. This will be under Manure Spreaders. Just here. Oh, gone past it. There we go. So 31,000 to buy. Not too bad at all. It's got a 17,400 litres capacity, 24 metre spread, which is quite wide, I have to say. And not overly expensive, not too bad. I suppose you've then got the 40s. You've got some of the IT runner ones, which are a little bit bigger. But I suppose it's the same as an IT runner pack. If you invest in IT runner stuff, you get the trailer, you get all the backs, and that's where you kind of make your savings because you're using that whole equipment line. It's the same as the Holmer pack. If you're going to invest in using the Holmer equipment, you kind of go the whole hog, don't you? If you're going to use the Holmer stuff, you use all the Holmer stuff because it's going to save you money in the long run, theoretically. If you just buy it and use one bit, it kind of gets a bit pricey. You know, it's an expensive way of doing things. Options available on this, nothing other than what you get. So it comes in this standard kind of grey colour. Now, what I'm going to do though, with this, and I'm going to show you as well, whoop, missed it, with this and with, I think we're going to do it with one of the direct injectors. I'm just going to show you them being used, why not? I just want to show you the bits of equipment first and then let's hook up. Fully loaded. Well, I say fully loaded, that's weird because that's a 16.4. Oh, maybe I might have lost a bit. Again, there's quite a bit of rock on this when you move. Once it's loaded up, and just top off the tank. There we go. So I'm going to just whiz out to a field I have prepared. Very sturdy. It doesn't seem to want to topple. I'm trying to Oh, nice bit of rear slide on that, very cool. Right, so let's get into position. Like so. L1 and X opens up that back. That's nice, like that. And away we go. Like I always say with any of the mods I do kind of look at and reviews of or whatever, you know, it comes down to a personal preference. Not everyone's going to like it, not everyone's going to want it. The fact it's a free DLC, at the end of the day, it's not cost you anything. It's not, you know, I like them, I've always liked them. I know I've said that a few times on this video already, so I'm really pleased to see them in game. I know I had a couple of comments on the previous video, the coming soon one, people saying why we just get more of the same old rubbish. It's the update, they're the newer versions, the updated versions of them. I like the fact it's back in game again. I hope I'm not misremembering about the trailer hitch. I'm pretty sure I had a trailer hitch before. The 3-point link, I'm glad that's still on there. That's going to make it a little bit more versatile. I'm sure the previous version had a trailer hitch. Right, so bear with me 1 second. So here I've got the 435 with the vibro grubber on the back and Slurry in the tank. What I've also got is a partially ploughed part of the field, so it should show the cultivation at the same time. So set worker off and away it goes. So that is now cultivating the field and slurry spreading at the same time. That I do like. That's a really nice feature. But so I know the PUD will do it anyway in game, but again it saves having a, you know, a different tractor doing it. This can also be done with the 585 as well, not just the 435. I like the fact you've got all that movement on that 3-point on the back. That's animated really, really well. Very cool. They've done a brilliant job. I like it a lot. I know this has been slightly longer. There's been a lot of equipment to look at. I wanted to make sure I kind of tried to cover all the angles. There's a couple of bits of equipment that I just wanted to try out and see, does it work, will it work? That's really nice, that. So the last thing I'm going to do before I go is I'm going to try out that drag hose, the Horsch one. I am really curious to see whether that will work in operation. Right, stop there. Bear with me again. So this is the Terra variant 585 with the Slurry Tank TV 585 on the back and the Horsch drag hose 36 metre. Let's hire a worker. Works no problem at all. That's a nice combination, that. I like that. Now that's going to get through the slurry fairly quickly, but a 36 metre spread you would expect it to. I'm glad that works. I love the fact the hose attaches as well. It's not like a kind of bodged, oh well, you know, technically it hooks up but it shouldn't do really. They've actually got that to work so the hose is attached as well. That's very, very cool indeed. I hope I've covered everything. I'm sure I've missed something, and I will get comments. Someone say, oh, you forgot to mention this, you didn't show this in cab or out of cab or a particular light or something I've missed. I hope I've covered as much as I could have done, and I hope it's been useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If it has, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.